check this out. So, you know Flappy Bird, right? I'm sure you've heard of Flappy Bird. Well, I've got that simulated. Like I've cloned it. It doesn't have any textures and it looks pretty shitty. But this is a neuroevolution algorithm teaching itself how to play Flappy Bird. Ready? So they're pretty shit, and there are a whole bunch of them. And they all start out totally random, and they just have no clue what to do. But you can see that some of them, like, sometimes are slightly better than other ones, and sometimes not. But the ones that do end up doing better, they get to reproduce a little bit more, and they make it through. So now, like, you know, these guys, they just made it relatively far. They seem to have figured out how to go to the bottom of the screen there to avoid that gap. You know, sometimes not. It can take a while for it to find a solution, because this is all just random chance, right? They reproduce, and the reproduction is randomly mutated, and they just change totally randomly. And eventually, slowly, they get better. So, like, that guy worked out pretty well. You know, this guy, he almost figured out that he had to go down there. These guys are pretty good at staying at the bottom of the screen there, but they couldn't figure out how to jump up. And this could take a while. You know, it could take hundreds of generations, or it could happen very, very quickly. But there you go. So that, you know, they're slowly getting better. Like, they're learning how to jump. You know, when the pillar's getting close, and slowly trying to figure out, like, what a gap is and all this stuff. You can see them improving. Like, look at this. I'm not telling them how to do any of this, and they're just learning how to do it. I could get pretty far. But, you know, that's kind of boring to watch for, you know, hours on end. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simulate it, and we're going to let it solve the problem. And when it finds a solution, there we go, it just did. We're just going to watch it go. So now these are perfect. What I just did was I faked it, and I ran thousands of these tests in the background, just barely. Much faster than I could ever display them on the screen. And that evolution process just happened on each of those tests that were running in the background. And it takes that long to find something that's perfect at Flappy Bird. So this will never fail. And we've done it. So that's it. That's how long it takes to fix, to solve Flappy Bird. And the thing that solved it is one of these. So this is a basic neural network right here. There's just some inputs, and this one only has a single neuron on the inside that does, you know, some basic math with some numbers that do something, and then those numbers, like, go up over here, and that says either jump or don't jump. And you know, we've got one for each of the Flappy Birds. This one has a bunch of neurons on the inside. You know, this one also has a bunch of neurons on the inside. But this is what's controlling these birds. They get to know, you know, how close they are to a pillar, and they get to know where the gap is, and then they get to decide whether or not to jump. And that's all that they know. And they learn how to solve Flappy Bird. So that's a genetic algorithm right there. That's it. We've just done it. We've solved Flappy Bird with neuroevolution.